In this video, we are looking at the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum consists of waves created by electric and magnetic disturbances that transfer energy from a source to an absorber. The electromagnetic spectrum consists of 7 parts: radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays and gamma rays. It is important to know that at the radio waves end you have the longest wavelength, the lowest frequency and the lowest energy, whereas towards the gamma ray end you have the shortest wavelength, the highest frequency and the highest energy. Also, that all parts of the electromagnetic spectrum travel at the speed of light, which is the symbol c, and they also travel through a vacuum. You can visualize the waves in the electromagnetic spectrum with this wiggly line. It shows the long wavelengths and high frequencies towards the radio waves end, and it shows the short wavelengths and high frequencies towards the gamma ray end. Now do some online research. What are the approximate wavelengths of each part of the electromagnetic spectrum? And what is the speed of light? There is an important equation with this topic, the wave equation. The wave speed, wavelength and frequency are related by the following equation. Wave speed is equal to wavelength times frequency. The units for wave speed are meters per second, for wavelength they are meters, and for frequency they are hertz. You must learn and remember this equation as you are not given it in your exam. You must also be able to rearrange it. Can you rearrange this equation to make wavelength the subject? So wavelength is equal to wave speed divided by frequency. Can you rearrange it to make frequency the subject of the equation? Frequency is equal to wave speed divided by wavelength. So let's look at an example question. Light from a lamp. Now, imagine a desktop lamp gives off visible light with a frequency of 6 times 10 to the 15 Hz. What is its wavelength? Now, if we use the data, formula, substitute, answer and units method, we can circle the data in the question and underline what it is asking us to calculate. Now, you might have noticed that this question only gives us 2 variables and we need a third, but hopefully you realise that light is part of the electromagnetic spectrum and therefore travels at the speed of light, which is 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. This gives us our third variable and we can now identify an equation, which is wave speed equals wavelength times frequency. We will now need to rearrange our equation to give us wavelength, and wavelength is equal to wave speed divided by frequency. You can now substitute in your values with 3 times 10 to the 8 divided by 6 times 10 to the 15. Plug them into your calculator and you should get a value of 5 times 10 to the minus 8. Don't forget your units, which are meters. Okay, let's have a quiz and see if you can test yourself. Let's see how much you can remember. How many different types of waves are there in the electromagnetic spectrum? List the parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, starting with the lowest frequency. Which part of the electromagnetic spectrum has the least energy? What is the wave equation and include units?